Time's up. Let's do this.
Okay, I made this mistake here where I put, I have the intro, and then I have one right next to it that says new intro, and it's the Murgle one, and I almost always like accidentally press it.
Which one's the Murgle intro?
Time's up. Let's do this.
We're in for a wild night.
Welcome everybody to episode 124 of Born to be Wild, a Wild exclusive Hearthstone podcast where we have fun hanging out with friends, talking about the Wild format of Hearthstone and spotlighting members of the Wild community. I'm your host, Nate Wolf. It is great to be here on a beautiful fall evening. Summer is over, I think, here in Portland, Oregon, joined by two of my very favorite people, Hydra Sheep. Welcome back. How are you?
I'm doing great,
Oh
Nate.
my goodness. Your name says Blue Trade on the screen. I think I need to fix that. Sorry.
You guys say I need to work on that hiss, so I worked on it a little bit.
I
don't know if that came across.
I'm quite
All right.
impressed.
Yeah, I'm doing awesome. It's been a long, I guess 2 weeks I was not on last week, so I missed you guys. It's going to be great to talk to you. We've already been having fun in the pre-show, so I'm already having a blast. Excited to talk some Hearthstone.
Like
so
a bunch of old children over here.
bunch of old children having a great time. I'm already having a great time. So it seems to be it's going to be a good night.
I think so too. Electric Sheep City, welcome back. How are you? It's great to see you.
Meowdy friend. I'm doing well as well. And hello from not yet fall in the Denver area of Colorado. Definitely happy to have Hydra back. Into the flock, into the fold.
Ooh.
Yeah, buddy.
We missed you.
Absolutely.
I wonder what a flock of Hydralisks is.
The wooliest little herd of Hydralisks. Oh,
A swarm.
All the cuddly hydras.
It's,
yeah.
I think the plural is it's got to be like a swarm of Hydralisks, right?
Duh. Oh my gosh. Heart of the Swarm.
Or
Should have got that.
Or Zerg Rush, right? Would it be a rush of Hydralisks? I don't know.
Yeah, it's got to be the Swarm. It's got to be the Swarm.
That's great.
Kiki.
Was a interesting week this past week. Was like eventful, uneventful. I had a work thing that I was trying to work on, and so if that's not vague enough for you, I was really trying hard to like avoid Hearthstone over the past few days, but I did play quite a bit last weekend. So it was after we recorded the show, but before now, I needed to improve my win rate. I wanted to climb a little bit in Legend to really try to preserve that 11x, and so I just used that same Even Shaman and climbed up to 105. It's great. 75% win rate.
Wow.
Nice.
Chisel.
That's awesome.
Chisel's a good card. I feel like
Chisel good.
we were chatting. So the Wild Brawliseum is happening, and we'll be talking about it tonight on the show. But I was watching some folks play in Discord over the past couple of days, and NHL said something that I think is pretty true about Even Shaman. He said, like, look, in reality, this is like a 20 card deck, and the other cards are just like cards. And so there's a handful of cards here that I've seen people swap out over the past couple of days. Crackle is one of them. Some people are running Totem Golem, and there's a few things, but the deck in and of itself is good. And yeah, so I'm excited. I got to 105 last weekend, and as of yesterday I was 120, and so like I'm barely declining, which is awesome. I have not played the Wild Brawl yet, but I am prepped to do 2 runs that I think we're going to be doing after the show tonight. And I know Sheep has done some and probably going to do more. But
Yeah.
in the meantime, somebody hit Legend.
Oh, who is that? Yeah, I hit Legend actually just earlier today. So was playing a few different decks. Nothing was really kind of like clicking with me. And so, we had Blue Train on last week, and he talked about that Enrage Warrior, which sounded really fun. And then on, I think it was the Angry Chicken, Hat was talking about the standard version of Enrage Warrior, and how it's fun, but the wild one is the one that's actually like properly good. Because we have more draw and risky skipper and all that stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm kind of in a rut. I'm going to just like learn this deck because it does have a pretty steep learning curve. There's a lot of different lines, and it's a really interesting play pattern. And once it clicked, I really, really like it. Case in point, I climbed from D5 to Legend today.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and it was really fun. It definitely does have, like I was saying, a learning curve, but kind of once you get there, it feels like pretty much any matchup is winnable. There are definitely some that have, that are more favorable than others, but pretty much anything feels like you can pull out the win. So definitely worth learning, but also don't expect instant success playing it because you have to learn it.
Yeah, and Warrior, I think for me, I've always played versions that were either like controlled kind of versions, like I've never been part of the Dead Man's Hand cult, but like Odd Warrior, for example, a nice control deck like Pirate Warrior. Control the face.
Controlling the face.
And I really think that this deck is really neat. I played a little bit of Galakron Warrior for a hot minute there before the nerfs kind of obliterated that deck. But this is a little bit big brain, and I definitely agree it's harder to learn. But once you get it, I watched Blue Train play a lot of it. I watched NHL play a lot of it, and it's crazy. Like some of the swing turns are incredible, and this is a great excuse to run your Diamond Olgra. So I like it.
And she like punches way above her weight, especially if you get the like anima extractors like buffing her up. Oh my gosh. And it's pretty easy to do if you basically like go wide, you've got a risky skipper, and then you've got your weapon that buffs everything that gets that's injured. And so you dump your hand onto the board, and then you buff your board, and then your board is buffing your hand, and it's just like whenever that happens, like you feel like you've entered the Matrix, and you're just like you found the cheat code, right? Like it's great.
It's super cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, big fan, and Olga is definitely the kind of final punch that you get so much of the time, because it essentially has charge, and then whenever she's already buffed up in your hand, sometimes it's like, oh, she's got 15-16 attack, and that's before taking any minions that are damaged into account, so it's gonna get even more. It's great.
Nice. Very cool. Well, congrats. Well done. I love it. Love to see it, especially with something new or different.
Mm-hmm.
I find myself like getting comfortable with like the old favorites, and so it's kind of fun to do something new. And yeah, very cool. Well, congratulations! Right before the show too. Excellent timing.
Maybe you can show me how to play it. I always fall into the old favorites. It's so easy to go back and just ladder with something you feel comfortable with, and and good for you for playing something that fees different.
Yeah,
I like it.
Thank you. Every once in a while, like, because I have those old favorites too. Obviously. But every once in a while, it's like, okay, just kind of feeling stagnant there. And so branching out into something else and kind of learning a new one, especially that's still the same like archetype that resonates with you. Yeah, I'd be happy to co-op with you at some point with that, because it's a really fun deck.
All my old
and
favorites.
I did, in fact, play against Schmoopy Daddy earlier, and that was a blast too.
And he's saying that you rolled over him. That's great. Sorry, Schmoopy.
I wasn't going to mention that on the air.
All my old favorites got nerfed, so I can't really play with them anymore.
Now, next month, Sheep, you should run the same deck, but with Rotface in it, and then see how many stinkies you can make. Because you never know, it could be awesome.
Stinky!
You'll make a lot of stinkies.
The deck is.
I mean, it'd be fun. I don't know that it'd be good, but it'd be fun.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so the deck code for anybody that wants it, we'll put it in our show notes here. It is I don't even know if we said it's like an enrage warrior.
Yeah, I call it Big Mad Warrior.
For those of you
Mad.
who haven't been around as long as us old folks over here, enrage used to be a keyword, and they have since removed it. So there we go. There's the Sheep has kindly provided the code in the chat over here, and we'll put it in the show notes as well for anybody that's looking. Okay, well,
We probably have some news we could talk about.
let's do our housekeeping real quick.
Oh,
and then
that's a good
Yeah.
idea.
There.
Absolutely. So, for those of you joining us for the first time, welcome aboard. Let me briefly explain how this show works. We record this podcast live every Friday evening at twitch.tv/borntobewildhs. And the video version of this podcast is then posted to YouTube shortly thereafter. Audio versions are also distributed to all podcast apps. So, however you are watching, listening, or absorbing via osmosis this podcast today, thank you. Yes, you.
Thank you all so much for being here, for listening to us, or watching us live, watching us on YouTube. We really appreciate it. Wanted to say a very big thank you to Shokune, who's the executive producer of our show, and thank you very much to our patrons for supporting us. Very quickly, if you're interested in knowing what that looks like, if you leave us a subscribe, like, comment on any of the YouTube stuff. It helps other people find us. Also, same thing in terms of leaving reviews on the podcast on the different podcast apps. If you're watching on Twitch or someone that uses Twitch, we do have a bunch of emotes that you can unlock. There's a handful that you can get for free by following. There's others that you can get for subscribing, which is free if you've got Amazon Prime. And finally, we do have some merch if anybody's interested. I want to show you this these two pictures of these beautiful people wearing Born to Be Wild shirts. I'm not just saying that because you're in chat, Schmoopy Daddy, but I have much love and appreciation for the Schmoopy family, and these shirts were just too fun to not share. If you're interested in any of this stuff, check out our website, borntobewildhs.com. There's links to everything there. And yeah, we do have a Patreon if you're interested in supporting for as little as $1 a month. And finally, we do have a Discord channel that we interact with folks quite frequently. It's free to join. It's very fun. There's a new feature in Discord called Forums that was released this past week that we're kind of experimenting with, and not really sure what to expect out of it, but it's an interesting feature. And so, but it's fun.
Yeah,
we
it's
have a
been
good
fun so
time,
far.
and just chatting with folks. We share deck lists. We share the funny usernames. I think is my favorite. I think Poopy Face was the best one of the past week. It was pretty funny, and it's good. Was that what it was, or something like that? It was really funny. We share deck lists and jokes and real life stories and encourage each other. You get to watch see Cybron working out and make me feel like I need to do that too. And so
Big mood.
anyways, all the links to all this stuff can be found at our website, borntobewildhs.com. Okay, there we go. That was what I needed to say, and now we have a very important subject to talk about. Drum roll, please.
Welcome to the news. The news is so good.
I just wanted to play it. It's just oh my gosh. So we have a new bumper that that happened like on the fly about half an hour ago.
Organically, it was great.
Oh my gosh. It was really good. We do have some you know what though?
I said it was good news
I know.
in the bumper, but it's not necessarily good news. It's kind of good news, but I'll just get straight to the
We
point.
got some bad news, I guess.
Iksar, August Dean Ayala, after 11 years has left Blizzard. And this,
Tonight,
like, to me,
A tale of terrible tragedy.
Yeah. So I'll just read his tweet real quick. It says, after 11 years, I'm leaving Blizzard. Hearthstone is an incredible game. To have played even a small part in its creation is an honor I will never forget. Thank you to all the players and a special thank you to my fellow game creators. I am proud of what we have built together. So to me, this one hits almost the same way, and we talked about this earlier, as Ben Brode leaving, right? Like, because Ben Brode was the face. He was the person that communicated with us. He's the guy we saw on stage at BlizzCon and the guy that was in all the videos. And then Dean took over this, right? Like, he was doing all of the AMAs and giving us so much information and communicating with us. And I don't think he's said what exactly he's moving on to be doing, but I wish him like all the best in whatever that is.
I would
maybe second dinner.
I was going to say, I bet you dollars to donuts it's second dinner, because that's where it seems like there's a lot of great people that have left Blizzard on the Hearthstone team and gone over there, but his wife works there too. Yeah, Molly works at second dinner, so they would be a powerhouse.
Nepotism, I see how it is.
I mean,
no, he's obviously more than qualified. He's been the face of our game for
so what you're saying is second dinner can afford to pay the salary of a game director of Hearthstone.
You know, what I love about Dean is that, like, gosh, he was just great. I don't know, all these AMAs, like, even if I didn't have anything to say, it'd be like, hi, Dean, and he'd write back, hi, Nate. And like, it was just, he was really good. He played wild, and I think that was one of the things that I really appreciated. We caught Dean abusing the Maxima Blastenheimer Cthulhu bug, and that was hilarious. Dean,
it's called testing, Nate. Testing.
Seriously, Nathaniel.
For science!
And someone said in chat, Secret Mage will never be the same again. Everyone knows Secret Mage was Iksar's favorite deck. I wanted to tweet like it's too soon, but like, hey, could you just like maybe delete Ice Block accidentally on your way out?
Oops. Just take it with you. Put it in your pocket.
But you know, he was great. I texted Craig earlier. I'm like, hey, you're gonna have to create a new song. When Ben Brode left, we made a song, and I say it was really Craig, but and when Ben left, like, we've seen a lot of people come and go through Hearthstone, and I think it was Ben Hearthstone that said it today on Twitter, was like, we've seen a lot of people come and go, but this one stings because Dean was really great at communicating, and he played the game, and he shared, and he had insight, and it's just really fun, and it's just not the same. I mean, there's still a lot of great people there. But it's just like
the end of an era.
You know, I mean, when Ben Brode left, it was like, oof. I thought I was worried that the game was going to be over. And Ben Lee did fine, and other people have done fine, but like, he's like, this is one of the greats. So I don't really know what else to say. It
feels like he's been the game design, like the lead of Hearthstone for much longer than he's actually been in that actual like lead role. Like, it's only been what, 2 months?
3 months, yeah.
3 months. It's just that he's been the face and the, you know, even though he's not the community manager, like, he's been that presence for so long that it feels like he's been the lead for years. So like you said, Dean will definitely be missed. I hope he still plays the game.
Yeah, me too. And
I hope that we run into him on ladder.
Right? Well, yeah. You know, I mean, I don't know if, you know, he listens or people listen, but we'll miss you, Dean. So good luck in whatever you're doing. I hope it's second dinner, but, you know, whatever it is, I think Dean will do great, and I will be sad to see him go. Maybe he can do a collab rap video with Ben Brode. That would be really fun.
Oh my gosh. Please, if you're listening, do it.
A remix to the grilled cheese wrap. Let's go.
It's yeah. Anyways, I'm a little sad.
Yeah. So we'll miss you, definitely, and I just hope that all your hopes and dreams are coming true with wherever you're going. You'll probably kick butt, whatever you're doing. So definitely
Yeah, I wonder
appreciate you.
I wonder who would be up next. Someone said there must always be a Ben, right? And ridiculous hat.
Ridiculous. Oh my gosh.
But
Director of Hearthstone, ridiculous hat.
he'd do great.
It'd just be like the biggest, not just hire, but promotion all in one.
Right? I mean,
like you don't even start at the bottom. You just
they could hire Cora's dad.
oh my gosh.
Isn't he actually buying Blizzard? Isn't that right?
Oh gosh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, if anyone isn't following, what is it, Just a Guy 66?
Yeah.
You should. You definitely should. There's some comedy gold in there.
He's great.
Mm-hmm.
If my dad was tweeting to like all my coworkers, like saying all this stuff, I'd be hiding under a rock. But it's just it's gold.
They handle it with grace. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Their interactions are always hilarious too. Like there's that friendly animosity that only like actually really close family actually like that you only see with really close family. So yeah. Just a Guy 66, newly designer of Hearthstone. He's already the foremost game creator. So
it's true. Times 2.
We should have him on the show.
Not a bad idea.
Oh.
Well, we got a couple more pieces of news. One kind of goes down our lore route, and I guess there's been some news when it comes to the murder. So, Play Hearthstone put out a couple tweets. The things are a little more twisted and confusing than we originally thought. So it's a little vague, but they put out an image of Murloc Holmes holding a little poster that says "not dead," and there's Denathrius in the photo, and it says, "Turns out this case is more twisted than even thought possible." And the second tweet was extra, read all about it. Denathrius returns. And below the article, it says, as one case closes, can Murloc Holmes and Watfin solve? Watfin gets me, I'm sorry.
Every time.
Solve the stolen anima conspiracy. So, Nate, does this go along with your original theory? Is your original theory dead?
Spoiler.
Yeah. Well, I think we had there was a couple things that we had talked about, either that he was killed by Renathal or that he was just not dead at all.
Mm-hmm.
But like, he's been in the game, like, surprise nobody. Whatever, it's interesting. But the timing on this I think is kind of cool because that means that there's a mini set announcement coming soon.
Yeah,
right on the horizon.
Totally leaning up to it. So our good friend Goliath the Dwarf can help us with this when we have him back on to talk about the mini set lore and all the fun stuff, right?
Right. Managed to dodge a nerf, by the way, that I thought was gonna happen.
Oh yeah. I was very surprised. You know what I've realized? So on EU and Asia, I don't have every single card, right? Like it's not the same as the account that I actually pay to play on. But I have this card. You can just throw it in anything, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous. Like I was playing Secret Mage and I didn't have the legendary for Secret Mage. I can't remember the name of it, but I was like, oh, I kind of wanted to run that. Oh, whatever. I'll just throw Denathrius in the deck.
You could throw it in anything.
And then, like, it's so stupid. And like, wow. Right? Like, because you just drop that at the end of the game and win it. It's like, that doesn't even belong in the deck. But
yeah. In standard for a while, like Implock was running the brand.
I mean,
not Keleseth.
Kel'Thas, right?
Kel'Thas, thank you. Denathrius combo. And since Kel'Thas was, nerfed for that combo to be out, it still runs Denathrius, just no more Brand or Kel'Thas. And that's exactly to your point. Things that you wouldn't think would ever run Denathrius are just doing it because it's so strong.
it's not like you need, like for old school Cthulhu support cards. Like you just need stuff to die. It's all good.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a powerhouse. Dodge the nerf. Good for it. I mean, I feel like they want it around. It's the theme of the whole expansion and mini set. I don't think they want to just gut it, right?
No, and
I
that's
don't want to
the
give
thing,
have strong cards.
that the two cards that are so thematic in this set are Renathal and Denathrius, and they're the two that have totally warped the format, Wild and Standard. And I mean, Denathrius probably not quite as much in Wild. In Standard, all over the place, just in every single deck. Aggro Druid.
Why not?
We played a game with Blue Trade. It was like token Aggro Druid with Denathrius on top because everything was dying and it was goofy. It was like a meme. But like, then you do 30 damage with Denathrius because all your tokens have died, right? And it was just a laugh. And then he had someone ask him for the deck code. And it was like, no, don't play this. This was like, we're memeing over here, but
it was funny.
and it worked. But and then Renathal has like Wild will never be the same. And 40 card decks are a thing, and aggro decks are crying a little bit because it does 10 more damage that now you have to chip through. And
which means they can make patches have charge again.
Please,
we can hope.
They got 40 health. Patches gets charged. Come on,
Yahar!
Right? I just want to play the news bumper again. Anyways,
we gotta wait a whole week.
I know.
Well, we got also. I mean, the biggest Wild news in a long time. We got a whole mode this week about it. The heroic Wild Brawliseum is back, and Sheep has been playing the absolute crap out of it because he's got 20,000 gold over there. So,
Not anymore.
you did. And just in time, we have some wild cards in the shop. Little convenient, wouldn't you say?
It would be more convenient if they had the, like, I look at these and I'm like, oh, a wild bundle for 2,000 runestones. That's not bad. Wait a minute, that's $20. Oh, okay. I mean, it's a good deal. It's a good deal. 25 packs and 2 legends for $20. That's pretty good.
You could get some real trash legendaries though. Like there's a lot of wild legendaries.
You'll get Rot Phase and like
I thought you said trash legendaries.
Sorry, you'll get
trash is pretty icky. Like it's pretty stinky, pretty icky.
Your 2 legendaries will be Loremaster Cho and Nat Pagel.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, and of course a golden wild bundle, which
is 7,000 runestones. What does that equal into real money?
$70.
Yeah. So the basic conversion rate is you just put the decimal
in the middle.
Well, in the middle there.
Depending,
yeah. Think of
digits.
Like Blizzard pennies, right? Like 7,000 Blizzard pennies, 7,000 pennies.
Blizzard pennies. Yeah. Let's just call them Blizzard pennies.
There we go. So yeah, 7,000 Blizzard pennies. For those of y'all who are, in the States or using USD, it's a real easy 1 Blizzard penny equals 1 penny. For those of you, of course, who are more international, the conversion gets a little different, depending on your actual currency. So.
That 7,000 runestones is probably like $800 Canadian.
That few?
Did either of you buy these?
No. If I wanted dust, I guess I would, but I've been trying to limit my budget on Hearthstone as of late. I already got every single card in the expansion, so I have no reason to purchase these at this point. I know I like the shinies, but at this point I got no reason to buy these, and I'm free to play on my other account. So that is a negative. If I didn't get everything, it's a super good deal for the Wild Bundle. Oh, if I was like missing stuff, because it fills in cards you don't have, right? With the way the no duplicates work. So I'd get it if I didn't have all the stuffs.
Yeah, the golden wild bundle being like 7,000 Blizzard pennies is just
that's a lot of Blizzard pennies.
Yeah, and so you get, 3 random golden legendaries and 20 golden packs. It feels like 20 golden packs is not a lot for $70. I mean, I know that part of that is that you're also getting 3 random golden legendaries, but like we were saying in general, for the wild bundle, there are a lot of legendaries that you don't necessarily, want or need to have. So the fact that we have such a deep pool in wild kind of makes that a diminishing return, unfortunately.
Would you like to know somebody who did a science experiment so that you all didn't have to?
Yes.
His name Nathaniel Wolf.
Maybe.
Go on.
So I did not buy the wild bundle because I just didn't need it, but I had like birthday monies that I didn't want anything. And so
For science!
anyways, so my 3 golden legendaries, I had a good one and a couple of
You
stinkers.
didn't buy it, you got gifted it.
I bought it, but I
With gifted money.
there we
Gifted
go.
money.
So my 3 golden legendaries, I had a really good one and I had a couple of stinkers. So I don't know. And then I opened one from packs. So I got the boom ship, I think it was called, the warrior legendary quest that like plays mechs.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's a stinker. I got the woe cleaver, which is which is okay. Like
That's fine.
like it's okay.
It's okay for a minute there.
I didn't want it, but like okay. And then the one that I was really happy to get was Aya Blackpaw.
Ooh,
Yeah,
nice.
that was a great one. I was very pleasantly surprised. And so this week I had been trying to not play Hearthstone, and I had a quest to do a bazillion battle cries. And so I put together for casual a Reno Shutterwalk Shaman, and I put, or maybe it was not Reno. Anyways, I just put in all the Jade cards, and including and I was just playing with it, and then this thing came out, and then I got the golden one, and I was thinking, like, man, I love these Jade cards. They're so cool. To get a golden I was very happy, and then I opened one from the packs, and it was not memorable. Can't even think of it now. It was something. Anyways, the
Sergeant
packs,
Sally.
no.
I tried to think of the least memorable one I could come up with.
Yeah, but it was something not good. I'll find it when we play later. But anyways, I have not played the Wild Brawl yet, but I'm prepared to go like 2 rounds of it. And so we'll see. Talking about the Wild Brawl, though, I wanted to give a shout out to a couple people. We're not going to go over all the different 12 win decks because there's so many of them.
I feel like
Way
Twitter
more than 2.
for me has been flooded. Like, check out my 12 win deck, my 12 win deck. And there's been so many, but nobody's posting their. I mean, actually, Ogre posted their 1 and 3.
His one win deck.
That was great.
Okay, so
Nobody else besides Ogre.
Ogre gets the biggest troll award. This was so funny. So Ogre posted on like a 2-year-old Corb tweet of the Brawliseum on an Inner Fire Priest, like 12 win Inner Fire Priest, and did a comment on it. It was like, hi Corb, but it bumps it, right? And so everyone's looking at this, and the tweet from Corb didn't have the date or anything. It just said, easy wins, play this, and it was like a 12-0 or 12-1, and it was an Inner Fire. So you look at it, but like this is from at least 2 years ago. It was so funny. And so Ogre, you won Twitter. Congratulations. I thought that was so great.
Perfectly timed because he does that every once in a while. He just comments on an old one, but this one worked out. Just
Ogre.
Chef's kiss.
Okay, so
Great job, Ogre.
I did actually. I wanted to give a giant shout out to Otters, who is a friend of ours. But Otters went through very early on in the week and posted. Otters has gotten at least one, maybe more, 12 win streak, by the way. But Otters has a whole giant thread of budget decks to play in the Brawliseum, and he spent a lot of time on it. It's really good. I'll share the link here in the chat, and I'll put it in our show notes as well. But all right, sorry, I'm typing here. So Otters has got a bunch of decks here. Heroic Brawliseum budget decks for you poor players that want some free wins. Feel free to ask me crafting questions down below or my Twitch, twitch.tv/otters, OTTERS. All the decks can easily get 12 wins. I don't know about that. But anyways, Even Shaman is one. Pirate Rogue is another.
It's too bad they don't give you the first one free.
That's my only complaint. I really wish that they would.
Get you hooked, you know?
There's a Beast Hunter, so like Copper Hunter. There's Pirate Rogue. There's an Inner Fire Priest, Even Shaman, Mine Rogue. Anyways, there's a whole bunch of these, and I just thought it was really cool that Otters put in the time to do this, and I think that they're actually legit, like, good options. The other person I saw that posted something earlier today was Slizzle, our buddy Slizzle over there, has got a YouTube video, as he does with best wild decks for climbing. No, I'm sorry, that too. But okay, here we go. Best wild heroic brawl decks 2022, and there's a bunch of decks here. He says, if you're brave enough to queue up a tavern brawl this week, here are some of the best decks that have had 12 win success. Deck codes and explanations in the video link below, and we'll share that as well. Always some good content, but I really appreciate when people take the time to put these things together. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of decks here. And I don't know if I can zoom this all, but so there's a like Beast Hunter, there's Quest Mage for those of you who feel like being evil. There's a Renathal Secret Mage that I played in casual and it's super fun actually. Pirate Rogue, there's the new like Miracle Rogue deck with the big weapon, and then a bunch of Reno decks, so Reno Druid, Reno Hunter, Reno Priests, Reno Warlock, Pillager Rogue, Shutterwalk Shaman, Even Shaman, and Curse Warlock. And it's great. I think that they're actually some viable choices. And so I want to say thank you to Sizzle for putting those together. Renathal Secret Mage sounds like a decent trip to 6 wins. You know, that felt a little bit questionable to me, but I will say that these did get 12 wins. That being said, I think when like Twitter's an interesting place, 6 wins is good. Yeah, but 12 wins is really good.
If 50 packs and a couple 3 golden legendaries, that's pretty good.
So,
and like how much dust? Like 2,000 dust.
A lot of the decks that were posted are not necessarily from NA, where we're all from. Some are from EU, but the ones from the China server are particularly questionable, just because their meta is very, very different than ours, and they like to experiment significantly more than we do. They run a lot of tech cards and one-ofs, and they also have a lot more players than we do. And so I will just say play them at your own risk. Yeah, it's a huge player base, which is awesome. I mean, I wish, like, when we hit Legend and Wild, you come in at like, I don't know, 400, 300 or whatever it is, depending on what your rank is. And at the end of the month, like, what does it go to, like 4,000 or something? The China Wild ladder is like NA's standard ladder, right? And we come
like
in
30,000 people.
Right?
It's not more. Like Wild is the more popular game mode there too, which is wild.
Right? That's super cool. But anyways, I think the best advice that I got was play what you're comfortable playing. Like any of the decks that are like tier 1, tier 2 can probably do it, and you're always going to. There's some gamble to it. The interesting piece, I watched a bunch of people playing yesterday in Discord, and we saw a lot of random things. There are some people that are playing with. I saw people queuing up standard decks. I saw people queuing up like really old decks. I saw a Mech Paladin. I saw a deck that ran Dr. Boom and the
OG Boom.
Yeah, and Mana Worm. And you just don't know. I think sometimes people are like, oh yeah, I'll give it a shot. It's easy to forget sometimes that not everybody is on Twitter and Discord and Tempo Storm and all of that. And it's, it's interesting. Yeah, Schmoopy Daddy I think says it like the matchup spread is similar to ladder, but like a janky 10x climb, which I think that you're pretty much right. Although I haven't done any runs yet. Again, I am saving mine for tonight or over the weekend. And you just use what you're comfortable with. I probably will do like the Curse Warlock and a Reno Priest maybe. I thought about doing Even Shaman because that's what I've been playing a lot of, but like it can get steamrolled, especially by the janky decks. And what's really difficult when someone queues up something, like if I know what it is, then I know how to play around it, or I know what to expect and know kind of what the game plan is. When you queue in like Cards Mage and Cards Priest, like you just don't know what you're facing, and it's really difficult to play around that Dr. Boom or that Rot Face, right, that you weren't expecting. And then, oh no, I don't have a way to deal with this. And so
nobody expected that time I accidentally ran Brawl in my Pirate Warrior in the Brawliseum, because I was like the first time this happened, and I was trying to click on Arcanite Reaper, but I clicked on Brawl instead.
Oof.
that's great.
My most fun run, not my most successful run, but my most fun run was with Denathrius, Cthulhu the Shattered, Kazakhstan Druid, and it was a blast. I think I got like 5-6 wins out of that one, which, respectable. Not something I would, necessarily advise for people who had less than 20,000 gold. But it was it was a fun run, net positive. And I definitely felt like I got my gold's worth. I don't think that I would have used Blizzard pennies on it, but I definitely feel like I got my gold's worth just for playing that and playing, into other people, making some people's day and ruining some others with my janky combos. It was a blast.
That's great. You know what's really interesting? You bring that up, but I was trying to put together some decks that I was wanting to play with in the Brawl. And I went over to Tempo Storm and I looked at the Wild Meta Snapshot. There was a new one on September 6th, which was it's 10 days ago. But so in Tier 1, they've got Even Shaman, but Tier 2, get this, Reno Priest, Reno Druid, Dragon Druid, Curse Warlock, like there's 10 decks. 9 decks in Tier 2, including And so I built the Reno Druid and I built the Dragon Druid. Like I'm really tempted to play the Dragon Druid. Like it's a Renathal Dragon Druid, of course, and it's just like it's a bunch of cards, but they're good cards. So I don't know. It's so tempting, but
yeah, I've looked at that list and it is a really good list. It's actually pretty close to what I brought to the Brawliseum. Just I also had Cthulhu, the Shattered.
Yeah.
Shattered. Not OG Cthulhu.
Oh gosh, Cthulhu
or
just
the mech,
have enough spots.
The mech variant.
Mechthune,
Cthulhu. Do you remember when like Cthulhu Druid was a deck? That's how long we've been playing. Like
Petridge Farm remembers.
Lady Ashmore sees play? Get out of here.
That sounds like bait. I love bait. Bait's delicious.
Don't trick us, Schmoopy.
Anyways, I think we're gonna be playing some Wild Brawl stuff, but it's fun. It's an interesting event. I will say it, and I think it was Zeddy who said the timing of this is always really funky because the Wild Brawl comes out and then the mini set is like 2 weeks later after everyone has spent all their gold, and now you have to buy it with cash. It's a trap.
This is the problem that I have, right? Because I have around the 2,000 gold that you need right now to get the mini set. So I would like to preserve that. So now it's like, I could just spend the cash and get it. I guess I'm gonna do that. The jerks, I tell you, they got me because I want to play, right?
Oh, they got you.
My one complaint would be they should give people one free run.
Just one free run, because I feel like that'll actually, like, say someone gets 12 wins off their free run, whoop-de-doo, they got virtual currency when it comes to packs, right? Like 50 packs, they got everything. Okay, but not the majority of people off their first free run are gonna, probably not break even or just get to that point. And then maybe that'll encourage them to go again, right? Like maybe you had so much fun, you want to do it a second time, right? Like, I mean, how many companies give you the first, or guy on the corner give you the first one free, right? Like it works.
It does. So I think, obviously, from a player, I think that the first one free is, would be even more enticing. I think it's actually probably a good sign about the fact that they don't feel like they need to like seed the player base. They don't feel like they need to give people a free one in order to like populate that. Now, that said, I still think that at least one should be free, etc. But I think that it's probably a good sign that there's enough interest in not just, Wild, but in particular like competitive Wild with with a buy-in, that they felt like there would be enough interest in that, and that there has been enough interest in that to where they didn't feel like they needed to seed the player base. Again, I think that the first one should still have been free, but I think that it's a testament to how far we've come that they didn't feel like they needed to seed the player base for Wild in particular.
I also think it's kind of like streamer mode, right?
Oh, big time.
Like, because it's something that people will tune into. Streamers don't even have to pay for it, really, because like people watching will be like, yeah, I'll pay you $10 to play another round, right? Like people want to see it, and it's really neat for everybody to watch it. Luna has been playing over and over and over and over again, and with the copy pastas, by the way, which is hilarious. Like at first, even myself, I was fooled with these, these Wild players suck. I could just win. But no, it's the
old Viper.
So many people.
Post,
it's the Viper post that everyone's been, especially Luna, has been copy pasting, and so it's been getting some. It's been getting some people a little upset. The first time I saw it, I was like, "What the heck?" And then realized, oh, that's the Viper posts. So it's pretty funny. So it's been clarified that that's what it is. But
tread lightly.
It's pretty funny, and it's all in good fun, right? All in good fun. But I think a lot of people are tuning in to watch this, so it's pretty neat to be able to just watch all these streamers do this, and it gets viewership up, which is what they want. They want Hearthstone to be up there on the Twitch views.
Yeah,
that's stuff like this gets them up there.
Yep. I want to give a couple shout outs real quick to folks who have shared their 12 win lists and who have made the 12 wins is a good accomplishment. So of course our buddy Corbett, Soda, let me see here, Rasmus, Maxibon,
a few times.
Luna, of course, Glore Magic, EPT Hopper has been just killing it. Imic got it. Let's see. Otters, of course. Maxibon again.
Of course, Maxi. Rank 1 legend in Standard. Been there in Wild. He has conquered the game of Hearthstone. Of course, Maxi gets 12 wins.
Of course. Doc Delight. QB. Lovely Duke. Let's see here. There's a lot of people. Again, a handful of these are from the China server, which is just very different than NA and EU. But big congrats anyway. Zeddy. Let's see here. Rami, Theo, EPT again, Soda, Luna, Otters. Hijo has been killing it, absolutely killing it with Reno Priest, by the way. And Lorthos are the ones that I see here at a quick glance. But yeah, great work, everybody. And Blue Train told me this last night, and it was a different perspective that I really like and thought it would be good to share. It's just, it's been what he said was that it's been so cool seeing our friends and the people that are like really valued members of this community just crushing it. And so people like Corb and Maxi and Hijo and everyone else just doing like fantastic job. it's been awesome to watch, and so I'm glad. And it's fun when they do wild specific events. I mean, it makes me feel like, because this mode is a joke or whatever, and there's always these jokes. The wild players can't tie their shoes, and we need to touch grass and all of that stuff. But like, it's awesome to see people doing well. And it's one thing when the standard players come through and like, oh yeah, I get some wins, but the wild players are doing just amazing. So also shout out to Schmoopy Daddy for his 11 win run.
It was so close.
It's very close. It was very close. It's very close. There's still time.
Yes.
If you want to spend enough money. But anyways, yeah. So I think I'll play a couple runs. We'll see how it goes. You can watch if you want to. If you want to see, I'll do it after the show, or I'll report back next week. But anyways, that's really all I got. I mean, there's not a whole lot. I've been kind of checked out because I've been working on a thing, and so I was like intentionally checked out this past week. So glad that it's Friday. I probably could have stayed at work for a couple more hours, but I always try to rush to get back on Friday night. So
you don't charge?
I got nerfed. Yeah.
Well, Sheep, you're gonna have to show me how to play your Enrage Warrior. Maybe I can crush the Wild Brawliseum with that.
Yeah,
I believe in you.
Oh my gosh, do the Wild Brawl with the deck that you never played before. That'd be great.
Yeah, just go right in with that one, right?
Whenever I've done like my multiple runs, I never came across a big mad warrior like once. I was surprised.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm always down to learn. So for confession time, the entire time that Risky Skipper's been a thing for like armoring up or any other, I mean, I guess that's what you kind of do with it. I've not really played the card, to be honest. I have not done a lot of Enrage / just like whirlwind shenanigans, getting armor. I've never really done that. Really, if I'm playing Warrior, I'm usually playing patches.
Yahar.
And drawing it.
Yahar.
Yeah, there's something to be said about playing like 30-minute matches that is just a little bit soul crushing, especially when you lose.
Did you see my 47-minute match or however long that was?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I was kind of curious what the outcome was going to be. So Hydra was playing a match over the past
against
week.
a line cracker druid.
Yeah, so I was playing a budget free-to-play like Secret Mage, but I mostly have everything because I have played Secret Mage on my other servers for a long time. And yeah, against a line cracker druid, but I was missing one card from the list that I found. It was a Renathal list, and I was missing a card. Don't recall what it was, but I slotted in Ignite because why not? That's burn. It grows. Let's put it in there. So I
should have used Renathal or Denathrius.
Denathrius. I know I didn't have Denathrius in that one, but so yeah, I was versing this line cracker druid, and they got up to over, it was like 5,200 armor, and I've got this Ignite in my deck, so I decided I'm gonna waste this person's time because they are wasting my time, right? Like they started to rope every single turn.
Rude.
They roped every turn. As soon as they armored up, they roped every turn of the game. And I'm like, you know what? If that's how you're gonna play,
make him win.
I ain't quitting. I am not leaving. So I stayed there. I had a full board of 7 piddly minions, maybe doing the most of, I don't know, like 30 damage a turn with those. But I had the Ignite that just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Eventually it was doing like, I don't know, 20 damage, 25 damage per turn with the Ignite because I could not fatigue, which was perfect versing the line cracker druid. So shuffle it back in, next turn, just draw it, right? And unfortunately, I didn't win, but neither did they. We hit the turn limit, and we both exploded gracefully at the exact same time.
Nice.
But it took over 40 minutes.
Uh-huh.
It was ridiculous. And they roped the entire thing to the very end.
Mhm.
The whole time. I was not going to give them the satisfaction of getting that win. It was not going to happen. I know I probably could have, conceded and won a few games in that time. I just had to do it. They had to get the punish. Rope with the line cracker.
So Nate and I were in a call while you were sending those through, and it was so funny because I was like, I don't want to rain on his parade, but Hydra's not going to get the win there.
We're doing the
They'll
math.
They'll tie, but Hydra's not going to get the dub there. And so I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to be a naysayer, but at the same time, I was pretty
sure I wasn't going to get there.
Yeah.
But
I've been in your position myriad times, and I always play it out and try. And it's a tie.
Yeah, it was a tie. Hey, I didn't lose any stars.
Exactly.
Didn't gain any, but didn't lose any.
40 minutes later.
Right?
Yeah, I was pretty sure I wasn't going to win. And I feel like over the years, they have shortened how many turns you can play, right? Like, it's significantly gotten shorter, I'm pretty sure. Over time.
I don't know. I haven't had a game go to the turn limit in ages, so I
think it was like 50 turns or something like that.
Yeah, I want to say it's 54, 50 something. I don't recall hearing about it being shortened, but I could just be oblivious because most of my games end well before the turn time.
I think it was
Turn
years
6.
ago that they may have shortened it. Or maybe I'm thinking about the rope on turn 1 being shortened.
They definitely did that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, turn limit. Woo! And you know what? Actually, I was most disappointed about anything, like the whole experience. I was mostly disappointed that I didn't get an achievement for it. Like, I should have got the thing on the bottom corner of my screen going turn limit, bing, and I got some achievement points. That is
the achievement. You tried, bud.
yeah. That is what I was most disappointed in. I'm like, oh, and nothing. Really? You guys got to add that and retro. Give me those points. Just saying. Dean. Oh no, you're gone. No.
Who will we beseech now? Celestalon.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, we'll bug you, Celestalon. But yeah, it was a good experience, I suppose. That's my story.
Yep.
It was a good one.
Thank you.
Sheep
Thank you very
tested,
much.
sheep approved.
All right. Well, maybe we should move into our weekly listener challenge.
Yeah.
So what we decided 2 weeks ago now, I guess, was the create a custom hero with custom emotes. Now, before I announce, do you want to play the sounds or do you want to announce and then play the sounds?
Let's announce first so I can pull them up.
Okay. So we're going to give this one to Naya. Hooray!
Hooray!
This was really cool though. I liked we got a couple submissions. I wish we got more, but we were talking about this and like Hydra and I both wanted to make like a custom sheep one, and it's so hard sometimes, the ones that require a lot of time and effort to try to find the time to do it.
This was a little more than just taking a screenshot.
There was a lot of work involved here.
Yeah, this was a really high effort challenge for sure. And big shout out to Raygun, who had an incredible contribution as well.
Oh, it was really good. Yeah.
So cool. So unfortunately, we got to experience both.
Yes. Yeah. So, yes. Hey, world, welcome to Schnozberry Gripplebanger.
The name alone, Schnozberry Gripplebanger. It's amazing.
Tastes like schnozberry.
And so and I love the creativity behind the idea. And so Naya said, here's the idea. The hero doesn't have voice lines. Instead, they play music. It reminded me a lot of Soranoyo, so that there's not necessarily a voice line for each. There was a unique musical sound for each. And the idea was for it to be an accordion. But Naya said they didn't have access to an accordion. Instead, they had access to a piano. And so these different songs would be played for each emote. using an accordion, but Naya recorded them all playing the piano. Like, this is original, like, actual recorded piano over here, and so we've got it. Let me just pull it up here. I heard a cat.
Hi,
Yeah,
Rory.
I'll mute. Rory, interrupting as always.
Can you imagine that on an accordion? Wah, 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 wah. That's some talent right there, I have to say.
Yeah, and creative.
Can you stick these in your voice changer and convert it to accordion?
I don't know if there's a button for that.
I wonder.
I mean,
Anyways, these were great. These were really great. Meow. We're communicating.
talking back and forth.
I always wonder. I always wonder if I'm walking down the hall and the cat, my cat, and then I do it back, and it's like, what did I just say in cat language?
Yeah.
He's like,
don't
I'm
know what I said.
hungry, and I'm like,
Screw off.
yeah, I'm like, video games, television, Hearthstone. He's like, yeah, I want food.
Eat runestone.
Eat runestones. I've got all of the runestones.
Anyways, so hearing those in piano is wonderful. Hearing them, like, trying to imagine what it would sound like in accordion is just amazing. So I love the idea.
Just imagine that, though. Like, I can imagine those getting tilting when they're gloating.
Yeah.
Which is good. If they irritate you, if you can get to the point of where it's irritating you, it's a great emote.
And that is why Naya ended up taking the win there, just because that fit the theme that we were going for.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. Do we want to play our runner-up sounds?
Yeah, I can do that. So runner-up was Raygun. Had a custom hero. It's also very cool. And yeah, I can pull it up real quick. Custom hero with custom hero power and the whole deal. The Plague Doctor. It was a dual class priest and warlock. Battle cry for each friendly minion. Destroy it and summon a 4/4 mindless corpse that copies its death rattle and the hero power. I have to make it bigger because I can't see. 2 mana, destroy a friendly minion to summon a 4/4 mindless corpse that copies its death rattles. Very cool. I like the card a lot. And there are custom emotes for this one as well. And let me play them real quick.
A doctor doesn't commit mistakes. My most sincere appreciations, most excellent, impeccably done. You shall be part of my experiments. Salutations, patient. Too many patients, yet too little time. My presence is required elsewhere, but we are not yet done.
I love it. The vocal effects are really cool.
It's like so creepy.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, it was very
And
creepy.
the art that goes along with the entire theme of the whole thing is creepy.
It's really
The first time I
good.
listened
In
to
the
it, I
best
had to
possible way.
I had to kind of look behind me, make sure like Pennywise wasn't hiding or something.
Oh
Like,
my gosh.
it's pretty freaky.
I started
Well,
reading
you see
Fairy Tale,
Hydra.
by the way.
We all.
Oh,
float
did you?
down
How
here.
far in are you?
I'm at the part where, just kidding. I don't know because I'm listening to the audiobook version of it few hours in.
Okay.
Nothing all that
Yeah.
crazy has happened yet, so
It won't for a while.
yeah. Anyways,
It
it's great. I love like the scary stuff. And that's what
Yeah.
this reminded me of. Anyways, it's very cool. I'd like to Hydralist to do one where he's like auto-tune singing every line. That'd be great.
Oh, it's coming. It It's definitely coming.
Speaking of, I think that's a good segue into maybe this week's challenge.
Yeah. So, by the way, congratulations, Naya. You're going to get 2 packs on us. Whichever expansion you would like, let us know. We'll reach out to you and we'll get those to you. For our next week's challenge, we had a new bumper this week. It's completely spontaneous. I was just goofing around and we decided to clip it.
I freaked out. It was so good.
It just sort of worked. So we were thinking, we do need more bumpers. So we don't have a bumper for this segment. Meow. For this week's challenge, we don't have one. So what I thought was maybe we see if you, the listeners, can come up with a bumper for this week's challenge, this segment for every week's challenge. Record yourself, come up with a really cool bumper, send it to us, and if it's something that we think is great, maybe we'll actually use it. I think that's a really cool idea. Get some audience participation in the show. So same as basically what we did with this last 2 weeks worth of challenges with this hero. Record your bumper and you can submit it in the weekly challenge page on our Discord. And we will announce the winner on next week's show. And you will receive 2 Hearthstone packs on us. And you'll be immortalized in the Hall of Fame on the Born to Be Wild website. So be creative, use sound effects, don't use sound effects, do whatever you want. But we want to hear your voice making our bumper for this week's challenge segment.
And it can, just like Naya did with this go around, it can be something other than your voice. If you are musically inclined or technologically inclined, like with Hydra's auto tune, get creative with it. The more creative and bumpery, I feel like that's kind of where that sweet spot is.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna play this one last time because I really enjoyed it.
Welcome to the news. The news is so good.
So good.
Yeah. So it doesn't have to be like out there. That was improv. So I mean,
oh yeah.
Good times.
And now we can yeah. So looking forward to see some participation here. I love the participation in the submissions we got from the last one. So looking forward to this. It's just so fun. I love hearing everything that y'all contribute. It's great.
Oh, it's great. It's great. We have a great community here, and a big appreciation to everybody that hangs out in the Discord, hangs out here on Twitch and chats and stuff. And even if it's, I love this because it's just so comfortable and friendly. And I don't know. It's great. The idea that you can have a long day and you jump on and, hey, I've got my friends here that I can talk to and hang out with and enjoy and have a good time. So big shout out to the community. Very, very great.
Shout it out loud.
Shout it out. I can't.
These are the things I can do without.
Come on.
Not your face. I can't do without
I'm
your
talking
face.
to you.
The karaoke podcast when?
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah.
Every week.
I need to get the voice mod thing. I swear, it would do like a full on an entire episode of just auto-tune singing. I would. It would be great. It'd be great. All right. I think we forgot to say, but anyways, if you want to participate in this, make your thing, post it in our Discord. Link to the Discord is on our website, borntobewildhs.com. If you scroll all the way to the bottom on any page in the footer, there's links to all of our stuff. And so there's a channel there that's called Weekly Challenges, and that's where you post it. And then we'll talk about it next week on the show here.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Excitement abounds.
Yeah, that pretty much wraps it up for this week's show.
Oh, hey, Nate.
And now, unrelated.
Oh, you can ask me a question? I just happened to play the bumper at the same time, but that's fair enough, I guess.
I guess I have a question for you.
Who is your favorite clown?
Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, you all know, I mean, Hydra's not the only Stephen King fan. I'd have to go with Pennywise on that one.
That was completely random. I was not going to ask you a question.
Oh, well, there we
but
go.
you put me.
Does it float?
We all float down here.
Oh, that I read that book at an age
That you shouldn't have.
much younger than I should have been to read that book. So.
I read that at like 30, and I read that well before I should have.
I think I was like in maybe 6th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, something like that. And
That's really young. Wow. That's
That-
about when I read
especially for
Pet
that one.
Cemetery when I was young, but
you know, I don't know what that says about me, but but anyways, it was pretty scary though. Parts of it were.
Mm-hmm.
And gosh, what about Pet Cemetery? I listened to the audiobook of, I think it was it was the guy that Michael C. Hall, the guy that plays Dexter, did the audiobook for that. And oh my goodness, what an amazing job he did. Number one, and that book was like it takes a lot to kind of like get me going, but that one was really tense.
it is.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, you heard it here. And wiser words were never spoken. And you heard that on
More to be
Mild.
Oh